It started innocently enough. My mother-in-law visited us one weekend, smiling and chatting as always. Over tea, she casually suggested that my husband put the house in her name. For tax purposes, she said, waving it off like it was a small favor. He looked hesitant. I don't know. Will this really help? She nodded, confident. Absolutely. Just a temporary arrangement. Nothing to worry about. I felt a twinge of unease, but I didn't want to confront her in front of him. A week later, my husband called me into the office. I've done it, he said proudly. The house is now under her name. It'll save us a lot of money on taxes. I forced a smile, hiding my anxiety. Something about the ease with which he agreed didn't sit right. Days passed, and my mother-in-law seemed unusually pleased, almost smug, every time she visited. Then came the first hint that things weren't as simple as tax purposes. She casually mentioned plans for renovations, implying control over decisions that should have been ours. I realized she now had legal authority over the house, something we had never intended. I confronted my husband. Do you see what this means? She can make decisions without our consent. He shrugged. It's temporary. She's helping us. Trust me. But trust wasn't enough anymore. Every smile of hers, every casual comment, felt like a subtle victory. I started digging into the legalities, understanding how the house could be leveraged in ways we hadn't imagined. The more I learned, the more I realized the depth of her manipulation. She had framed it as helpful, but in reality, she had seized control. I decided to speak directly with her. This wasn't what we agreed on, I said, trying to remain calm. She smiled, innocently, almost mockingly. Oh dear. It's all for your benefit. Don't worry about it. Her words stung. I knew she had calculated every step, every smile, to make it appear harmless while securing power. I confronted my husband again, this time with documents and explanations. You've been manipulated. She isn't thinking about taxes, she's thinking about control. He looked stunned, realizing the implications. The realization hit him hard. He had trusted his mother blindly. Together, we worked to reverse the arrangement, but it wasn't easy. Legal hurdles and her subtle threats made it clear she wasn't going to relinquish control without a fight. By the end of the ordeal, we had reclaimed our home, but the trust between us and my mother-in-law had been irrevocably damaged. It was a hard lesson. Not all smiles are sincere, and not all advice is harmless, even when it comes from family.